Rather often, I'll come across a game that seems like it originated entirely in an extremely short elevator pitch. And when you decide to make a game out of a four-word concept, you can either manage to turn that germ of an idea into something as interesting as the initial concept, or you can find out that the concept, which sounded cool as a quick pitch, has no business being a full game. And at first glance, Ghostmaster seems like it would belong in the latter category. This game definitely seems like it grew entirely out of the pitch, The Sims with Ghosts, and it would be easy to assume that the premise would fall apart pretty early on in development. But instead, the developers behind Ghostmaster found a way to not only make that basic concept work, but expand upon it in ways that make it even more intriguing than the basic pitch. When I first booted up Ghostmaster, I expected to play a game that just involved me scaring the daylights out of some virtual kids, but it goes much deeper than that. Sure, there definitely are missions where you're just given free reign of a house and told to scare everyone away, but those aren't the interesting ones. What's interesting is when the game gives you a specific objective to achieve using your ghosts, like having the police discover corpses within a home or helping a group of students complete a summoning ritual. At the start of each of these missions, you're allowed to select your roster of ghosts, which all have different abilities and can only be bound to specific types of objects or places. Some can only be outside, some can only be inside, some can only be bound to something related to water, the list goes on and on. Then, the strategy of the game lies in figuring out how to best scare the mortals or encourage them to complete objectives, which really makes it end up feeling like Dungeon Master or Evil Genius in a lot of ways. Need some mortals to come to a specific place? Use a siren song to attract their attention with rattling chains. Need to make a brick fall down to reveal a corpse? Cause a minor tremor. Sadly, the game doesn't do a great job of teaching you how all this stuff works. The tutorial is laughable. The voice telling you how to do stuff is grating, and the voiced instructions often cut off before the line of dialogue is complete. At the very least, it does give you a starting point, and once you have that base of knowledge, figuring out the rest is not exactly a tremendous feat. And in some ways, it's actually more fun figuring out everything you can do on your own. But as the hiccups in the tutorial would suggest, this game lacks a certain level of polish that separates great games from the best games. Mortals get stuck indoors far too often and suck at finding their way to things, even when they're clearly making their way to said thing. Both of which can be extremely frustrating if you're trying to get them to do something specific, and it can often make your strategies feel kinda useless. Still, Ghostmaster is one of those games that is crazy ambitious, and still manages to hit most of its marks, no matter what problems I have with it. It has sort of faded into history, but I feel like that is a fate ill-befitting something this entertaining. Best of all, this game is extremely easy to acquire. Without any sale or special deal, this game costs $5 on Steam, which makes it the best way to acquire this by far. It did come out for the Xbox and the PS2, but you won't get those versions of the game anywhere near this cheap, and their controls make them slightly worse versions in the first place. So really, if anything I said in this review piqued your interest, just go grab this for $5. Every Monday, I look at games that are at least 10 years old, games that I would put in the retro category, and I look at how they've stood up today. I look at them in a modern context. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see my latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and thanks for watching.